Hello, this is King Earner coming to you guys live and direct. Shout out to the whole tri-state and DMV area. I'm thankful for you guys for getting that honorable Congress in your veins and that sour sop. You know, I just appreciate it that y'all support me like y'all do and y'all buy it out. And I got a whole new load coming in today, that sea moss gold, that real sea moss gold, inshallah. I gotta let the people know it's coffee and never tea. Now, it mind boggles me when I see grown-ups online figuring out a way to try to always be relevant. We're talking about guys that a lot of you have seen play the toughest role in the world, but end up not being the toughest guy at all. I'm talking about shoot 'em up, bang, bang talk, always trying to fit in with men. Always trying to do what other men are doing and don't got a leg to stand on. You hear me? Don't got honor in their veins to ever come forth to mention anybody when it comes to their feelings or how they may feel about an individual that they can't even stand next to. Now, a lot of individuals are going to say, Erna, what is all this thing you speak about the real Zats? It's been something I've been doing since a child. And anybody that know me, know I stand on that and the candle out. But I needs no introduction. But I want to tell the youngins the same platforms, the same streets that you sell wolf tickets on, men will stand over top of you and pump holes in you and make you a ill's ass to the whole world. The whole world. To the point you'll be laid out somewhere. And cameras will be on you and they'll say, now go get viral. See, King Earner didn't go viral based off of any type of dishonor. Because guess what? I'm going to force you to kill me there. Because I don't bother people. I mind my business and I keep it along going and I just say hello, I greet who I need to greet, and I always stand on the man. And any supporter, a fan, I say when we see King Earner, it's the utmost. He comes with a smile. He doesn't come with negativity. We will almost think it's not him. Because at the end of the day, who I am and how I feel about real Zats, potential real Zats, along with real Zat lovers, will never change. This is me. It's in me. And I'm able to move around this honorable world with my honor intact because guess what? I'm going to make sure that I defend myself all the way through. I'm never going to be an individual that can't put themselves in a position where I'm not defending myself after an honor snatcher too. But these guys will sell those wolf tickets and can't even defend themselves. There'll be the most individuals that bark out loud and try to get down and try to fit in. But like I said, there's a casket that people fit in for playing these games that they play on these social medias. And guess what, youngins? None of us is exempt from receiving that type of disrespect if you ever talk here. You see, King Earner uses his platform to wave people towards positivity, not none of the negative things I've done. Because what does that benefit King Earner? Me with all the shoot 'em up, bang, bang stories? It don't benefit me. But what does it benefit a silsucker? It benefits a silsucker because at the end of the day, that silsucker got a lot to lose. And when they lose it all, guess what? If they not living, their family will get the recognition of how they got killed. And it's like, damn, he was an okay guy all of a sudden. Or some of them will get so dishonored that they get a Chizek now. So that urn that they supposed to had on in them when they was running around carrying it, now they get to receive it from the government. They get to throw on a nice little bit of lay some different type of, get the floss a little bit. And the sad part about that, that's not a reality. The reality is, if you're a man out here and you stand on principle, you can continue to walk with those principles and your honor intact if you kind of start growing up and maturing. See, I'm going to take y'all to school. When I say maturing, I'm not talking about money. Money mature all the time. I'm an earner. I never boasted about no money because it's something that always been blessed to me by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I've never bragged about money. You never see me up here. I never did because I show up with my honor intact. But when you got men that's showing up because they want to be around certain individuals and they're wishing to do and fit in whatever anybody else is doing, that's not a man. That's not a leader. And one thing you could say about King Erna, I have never tried to do nothing anyone else was doing. I always created my own lane. I always done that. And I always stayed Silzucker free. Because when I'm around Silzuckers or I'm introduced to Silzuckers, it never go right. It's either some hands, some type of dishonor that's going to be on display. Because me and Silzuckers don't get along. A lot of these guys, they assume that I'm their friend or I was their friend. I have one brother. He goes by the name of Leek Moss. And I have a lot of other brothers. But that's my brother. You know why? I can trust him with my back turned. You can't trust none of you Silzuckers that get on that phone and Dill Zicky King Erna and have his name all in your mills off, but can't say it to his feelings. But they're going to say King Erna maybe he's a little hyperactive. Well, all you got to do is try King Erna out to see how hyperactive he really is. See if he stands like a man. You see if he carries it with pure honor. I'm all the way man and I'm all the way solid, but more than anything, you never saw me take a Phil's fight to a Gills battle because I'm a man. Win, lose, or draw, I'm going to carry the honor. And guess what? I haven't took too many Lil Zosses. And when I did, I kind of was a kid. I ain't going to lie. Coming out there first starting off, learning how to rip, it was a little difficult without no coordination. You see where I'm coming from? And being raised by women. But I took a couple of L's and I got some understanding that a real man don't pick and choose his Philzites. Even if it's a giant or an ant, he's going to carry the honor the same way. But these men that look to talk about other men on social media that they actually know, now we ain't talking about the entertainment because I got to use a big name that's an entertainer to explain the example for these youngers to follow. Other than that, it won't work. But if there's ever been an individual that had to do with some online, and I know him, it was Smilzoak face to face and none of the Tilzok. Face to face. Because I don't find a need to talk about old or new friends in a negative or positive way. Only in an honorable way will I talk about a friend or something that they're doing. You'll never catch me trying to downgrade somebody based off of me being in a bad position, sitting down or laying down. See, when you're a man, you carry it like that. And you make sure that the things that you are seeing on television is not what you're putting in real life because it's all fake and it's all a fraud. But when you a man who carry it based off of honor and reality, you begin to say, do these kittens really care about these youngins? Do they really care about the murders? No, because they're busy telling on the murders. They're busy putting up stuff, saying that they was almost murdered or murdered. I mean, who wants to hear that nonsense if you're not selling no entertainment? If you're trying to sell something that people can grow from, that'll keep the lights on and not dim like these weak individuals that pull these kittens on their platforms, you'll begin to understand that King Garner is the only way they will get any type of attention. This is why I only go on Let's Keep It 100 podcast. You know why? They keep it 100. There's nothing altering the content that you're given, because my content is not something that I'm actually trying to put together. It's already created in my mind and my heart because I already lived it. So I got the honorable understanding to give to the youngins. But most of these old silsuckers or these halfway men, they don't have that honor. They don't have that strength like King Garner. You know why? They always trying to figure out another name or piggyback something from the city in order to prosper in life. I've never done that. Wallow would tell you that. He'll tell you, if he tell you to keep it 1,000, he'll say, Ernest said, I don't want the fame. I'm no poster boy. The most honorable messages are the messages that individuals aren't flashy, glitter, and gold. You'll find out in your biggest religions, from Islam to Christianity to Judaism, that the people, the prophets, the ones who were highly successful was the ones who didn't go for the glamour and the glitter and the gold. They didn't have to come around with their izar on and with their chest poked out, speaking all this shoot 'em up, bang, bang stories in order to get close to the Muslims. That's in order to get closer to the mushrikun. But we lived that life so long that we start to begin to come away from that, whereas though we understand that we were the mushrikun. And in order for us to be better, we got to be the muqsinun. We got to go towards being good doers. When you go into being bad doers, you become a bum. And you'll find yourself online always mentioning them same friends that have graduated to elevating themselves at a higher level when you're down here sitting, looking up, trying to figure out how and why. Well, I'm going to tell those individuals, I'm no different from you, except I'm more of a man than you. You know why? I don't have a pride thing. I don't have to come here to lie to these kids in order to elevate myself as a person. That's why I'm a survivor. See, it's the difference of certain kind of surviving and my surviving. My surviving is different because at the end of the day, it was easy, alhamdulillah. Because at the end of the day, I just never wanted to fit in. I always had my own suit that I put myself in, not getting in everybody else's clothing. You didn't see me with the Doshi on and the Gucci on and all of this stuff because it's not me. You see, I'm too loose. I need something with honor. I can't walk around with tight stuff on. They begin to make it too tight where you can't even see who you are, but yet you can see these kittens' heart from a mile away. And all you see and read is pure dishonor. They don't care about God. You'll hear them mention a loss of panel with the island's name. But guess what? In the same action, they'll kill their own brills of us. They'll down their brothers and put them in a bad position. And guess what they'll say? That was my bad, or that was my fault. Not, Allah forgive me, I know what I done was entirely wrong, with no excuses. I'm a man with no excuses. When you begin to carry your honor disrespectfully towards God and this world we live in, just for social media, well, you will become a viral moment on social media based off of that outcome. That outcome is not a good outcome because your children get a chance to see you in an embarrassing position that you caused on yourself. And if you continue to cause it on yourself, you never know how your health continues to decline because you're sorting out to do what? Talk bad about individuals that only done you well. Individuals that gave you money to put in your pocket when you didn't have food to eat off of a plate. Individuals that saw you didn't have a resting place. that may have said, take the back room in the studio. See, when you talk honor, you got to be able to have given some. And if you never given none, guess what? You're a weak individual and you're just an excuse humping and mumping around because you're not Wills-Hawking based off of honor. You're Wills-Hawking into something that I will call a danger zone that you continue to create yourself. The mind is a serious thing, but it can play tricks on you, and it's your mind. You can feel like you got everything in the world. But guess what? If you ain't got the truth in who you really are and who you really become, it's bad. It's bad. It becomes to the point where I start seeing men look like the guy from Carlito Way. Remember, he willed in there, man. He had a mic on him. And he began to talk. And it's not for individuals that's actually trying to do right, but the ones who aren't, who's in this position. And they look like, I think his name was Blanito or something. I forgot his name on Carlito's Way. And he put his head down, and Carlito looked at him. And he said, man, look at this shit. He started pulling all type of piss bags and everything out. Carlito let him live. Because he knew he was already dead. When you already dead, you can't make yourself alive, whether you awaken or you're asleep. But the only way you make yourself come alive is by doing things that your children can see and be satisfied with and happy with, and that you can go to bed with on your mind at night without no variations. Because at the end of the day, you got to live with that. I choose me, King Erna, solid, still on all 10 toes, from the age of 11 to however old you want to consider this quote-unquote street mentality I lived. And guess what? I can stand a man's man amongst men. Wherever I go, I can stand with my honor intact. And they're going to look at me and say, however it is, he's a man. In the can, outside of the can, a man. And I never have in this world of mine that I have been living in my mind, even on my platforms, the reality that I see, I don't talk about friends. You'll never see me naming a friend or anybody I ever kicked it with. You know why? My honor is too intact to ever bring that type of nonsense here. I'm not looking for the view or the like. I'm just looking for it to be understood. And that message has been understood worldwide. So when you get up, some of you guys that can, look in the mirror and say, who am I? But if you can't even get up to reach that mirror on your own with ease, I'm going to tell you this. You need to be more praying and going in a direction where you can save your soul, because that's the only next step. That's the only next step. These diseases that can't be cured, that you're beginning to get in your heart, never mind your body, it's going to destroy you, because you're sitting there and you're laying there and you're always in your head about shoot 'em up, bang, bang stories. Used to be killer, how I used to do this. Used to be used to. But we're tired of you used to mills up or bills uppers. So guess what I'm going to do about the used to people? Look at you and tell you your honor is snatched. You can never get it back unless you begin to stand up like a man and tell these kids the truth about your past life and live that. Because guess what? When you do that, you're not boasting about jail. You're not talking about jail. You're not being cute or how it was. You're starting to go away from that, and you can tell the kids, I'm in this position and I'm doing this, and this is because of that. But look, I just done this. I just got this education. I just got that. Hey, I've settled down my life. I'm able to go in front of my maker with my honor intact, with no questioning. But when you're a betrayer, you try to be cool. You try to knock people down. Guess what ends up happening? You lose. And when you begin to lose, no one else will ever help you win. Maybe not God, but He's the only one on our side. So what side are you kittens on? You on the honorable side or a dishonorable side? Because guess what? That dishonorable side is cold. It's cold. And the morgue, guess what? You don't got no real company because everybody is silenced. Everybody is silenced. And they say in the hellfire, when you begin to scream out and say, hey, homie, I see you. You my man, you my friend. Guess what's going to happen? Guess what's going to happen? No one will hear you. You will scream, 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 and you will never be acknowledged. This goes on over and over and over and over and over and over. So what do you want to do? I'm going to tell you, youngins, listen to your parents. Don't listen to these internet guys that ain't selling y'all the honor. And you can't sell the honor. But it can be given in a way where it's so valuable that you would think it was sold because it's better than money. They're giving that up to you and they're talking positivity and you don't hear about what they used to do, then you know you're listening to something that you can mature from and be something good in life. Always remember, we ain't carrying it like a flea. It's coffee and never tea. King on a live and direct. Fit-ins always fit in the casket. Men with honor always lead and actually create things where everybody can be able to earn. Live and direct.